Welcome to Fun Facts Daily, your source for just the good stuff. Monday through Friday, we're bringing fun facts and news you can use, all carefully curated to uplift and inform. So give yourself a break, relax, and learn something awesome in just a few minutes every day. Hi everyone, I'm Kyle Wood, and today we're going to be learning all about solar power. But before we get into the facts, let's warm up our brains with a little challenge to see if you can tell fact from fiction. Consider this. Most people believe that solar panels need direct, uninterrupted sunlight to generate electricity, meaning they stop producing power completely on cloudy days. Without a clear view of the sun, the photovoltaic cells just shut down and households have to rely entirely on the grid or battery reserves. What do you think? Is this an actual fact? Do solar panels stop working when we can't see the sun? We'll find out at the end of the episode. Now for your word of the day. Our word for today is photovoltaic. That's P-H-O-T-O-V-O-L-T-A-I-C. Photovoltaic is a term describing a material or device capable of converting light into electricity. Photovoltaic cells, the building blocks of solar panels, absorb protons from sunlight. This absorption excites electrons within the material, causing them to flow and generate a direct electrical current. Scientists measure this phenomenon, known as the photovoltaic effect, in units of volts. The word photovoltaic is a combination of ancient Greek and modern scientific terminology. The prefix photo comes from the Greek word phos, which translates to light. The second half, voltaic, honors Alessandro Volta, an Italian physicist who invented the electrical battery in 1800. The term first appeared in the English language around 1849. Combining photo and volta perfectly describes the action of using light to create voltage. Time for your daily high five, our top 5 fun facts about solar power. Number 1. Alexandre Edmond Becquerel discovered the photovoltaic effect in 1839. Becquerel was just a 19-year-old French physicist experimenting in his father's laboratory when he placed 2 metal electrodes in a conductive solution and exposed the setup to light. He observed that the light exposure caused electricity to generate within the device. This experiment marked the first time a scientist demonstrated the creation of voltage from light. His findings established the foundational physics behind modern solar energy. Unfortunately, it took almost a century for this discovery to result in practical applications. In 1883, Charles Fritz created the first solid-state solar cell using selenium coated with gold. But the first commercially viable silicon solar cell emerged in 1954 at Bell Laboratories. The Bell Labs cell achieved a 6% efficiency rate, making it capable of powering everyday electrical equipment. Number 2. The Earth receives enough solar energy in just 1 hour to power the entire globe for a year. The sun acts like a continuous nuclear reactor fusing hydrogen into helium to release energy. This energy travels 93 million miles through space to reach the Earth. According to the Department of Energy, 430 quintillion joules of solar energy hit the Earth's surface every hour. Now, if you're having trouble wrapping your head around that number, 430 quintillion, it is a 20-digit number. And while the Earth receives that much energy from the sun every hour, the entire human population only consumes 410 quintillion joules of energy every year. So the hourly influx of solar radiation exceeds our human energy demands. Capturing just a fraction of this energy could go a long way in transitioning our global power grids away from fossil fuels. Engineers continued developing more efficient solar panels to capture a larger portion of the light spectrum. In addition to solar panels on people's homes, large-scale solar farms in desert regions capture some of the surplus energy. Expanding this infrastructure allows nations to replace coal and gas plants with renewable arrays. Number 3. The space industry was the first major consumer of solar panel technology. In the 1950s, solar cells were cost prohibitive for residential and commercial applications. But the United States and Soviet Union needed reliable power sources for their early satellites. While batteries had a limited lifespan, solar arrays could theoretically generate power indefinitely in space. Vanguard 1 launched in 1958, and it became the first artificial satellite to use solar cells. These early space-rated panels cost thousands of dollars per watt of power generated. Vanguard 1 was able to transmit signals back to Earth for over 6 years because of its solar power system. And this success established photovoltaics as the standard power generation method for space exploration. The International Space Station currently utilizes a quarter-acre of solar panels to sustain its operations. The demand from aerospace programs funded research that lowered manufacturing costs, and it was this reduction in cost that eventually enabled everyday people to start using solar panels on their homes and businesses here on Earth. Number 4. The cost of solar panels has dropped by 99% since 1977. In 1977, installing a solar photovoltaic cell cost about $77 per watt of generating capacity. By 2021, that cost had plummeted to around 30 cents per watt for utility-scale projects. This cost reduction followed Swanson's law, an observation stating that solar cell prices drop about 20% for every doubling of global manufacturing capacity. Mass production in automated facilities continues to drive the prices even lower. Researchers also found ways to use less silicon per cell, cutting raw material expenses. And this price drop transformed solar power from a niche technology to a mainstream energy source. Many regions find solar energy is actually becoming the cheapest form of new electricity generation available. Governments track this through a metric called the levelized cost of energy, which compares the lifetime costs of different power plants. Solar frequently undercuts natural gas and coal plants in those economic models. And as a result, many power companies are making bigger investments into installing more solar capacity than any other type of energy. And our fifth and final fun fact for today: researchers are developing transparent solar panels that can function as windows. Traditional silicon solar panels block light entirely, limiting their placements to roof or ground mounts. But scientists at institutions like Michigan State University engineered transparent, luminescent solar concentrators. These transparent devices selectively harvest wavelengths of light outside the visible spectrum, like ultraviolet and near-infrared light. The material guides this non-visible light to the edge of the panel, where small photovoltaic cells convert it into electricity. This allows visible light to pass through unaltered, so it still acts like a standard window. This technology could have huge potential to turn skyscrapers into vertical power plants. Commercial buildings have a large surface area covered in glass that currently contributes nothing to power generation, but replacing standard glass with solar windows could offset a portion of the building's energy consumption. While current transparent panels have lower efficiency rates than traditional silicon, ongoing research aims to narrow that gap. Now for some news you can use. If you've made the investment in solar panels, do all you can to keep them running efficiently. Keep them free from dust, debris, and snow to maintain optimal power output. Routine cleaning will maximize the return on your solar panel investment. A layer of dust or pollen acts as a physical barrier preventing photons from reaching the photovoltaic cells. Studies indicate that dirt accumulation can reduce an array's energy output by 15 to even 25%. Rain washes away loose debris, but manual cleaning with a soft brush and distilled water prevents mineral buildup. Trimming overhanging tree branches also provides the dual benefit for solar setups. Removing the branches minimizes leaf accumulation on the glass surface, and it prevents physical shading, which will also affect the system. Because the panels are wired together in a series, shading a single section will actually limit not just that one section, but it creates a bottleneck for the electrical flow for the entire string of connected panels. Maintaining an unobstructed sky view will keep your system operating at its rated capacity. Finally, the moment you've been waiting for. At the beginning of the episode, I asked, do solar panels just stop functioning and producing power on cloudy days? Well, this one's a fallacy. While direct sunlight will yield the highest energy production, solar panels still generate electricity on overcast days. Photovoltaic cells respond to the visible light spectrum, which penetrates cloud cover. On a really cloudy afternoon, solar arrays might be operating at as low as 10 to 25% of their maximum capacity, but they're still operating. Also, the cooler temperatures associated with cloudy weather can actually increase the electrical efficiency of the silicon cells, and rain helps optimize performance by washing away the dust. So, solar cells are still doing some work for you under all weather conditions. Now, I hope you enjoyed learning a bit about solar power with me today. Be sure to tune in every weekday for even more fun facts. Fun Facts Daily is an Airwave Media podcast. It was written, recorded, mixed, and edited by me, Kyle Wood. Thanks for sharing a part of your day with me. Be sure to follow Fun Facts Daily on your favorite podcast app so you can keep the good stuff coming your way every day. And if you like the show, please do me a favor and leave a kind rating, review, or just tell your friends about it.